Well, I just thought I'd pop on if anyone is there. If not, so what? Just to say hi. Hi, Trevor. I feel like I've not spoke to everyone for ages. I'm just on my this I got ages ago. It's like cast iron or whatever you call it. A couple of years ago, and it did come with 4 little mugs, but hi Mrs. T. I nearly was trying to look on your chat this morning. I'll have to have a look after. And it had 4 little cups of it. My mum made me get rid of them, and now I'm like, should have kept them. But yeah, it's got I can't pick it up obviously because it's got a little, what they called, tea drainer thing inside. So it's actually got loose tea in it of I think it's orange, lavender, and something. It's quite nice. So I'm just letting that stew a bit. I've just been trying to finish. So far I've got a couple of nails on because I've just really not been bothered, and I'm actually just been trying to finish my last bits of this nail course because my head's just not been in that space, so I've got to get it done this week. I'm just doing a couple a night because it gets on my nerves. Yeah, it's I thought that Oriental, sorry my hair's sticking out, Oriental, and it's got butterflies on it, so I thought it was quite cute, and the colour. It's very cute. And then you remember the little pink little mug I got, just suits like the little cups that came with it. I'm going to sneeze. Were about this small, but they didn't have handles on. And they were cast iron, so they were dead hot to hold, but they were cute, but never mind. That's my mum for you. But I'd just like to say, I've got no foundation on today. I think my skin's looking all right, for my age. I've got mascara on. I haven't even done my eyebrows because normally I pencil them in a little bit. Yeah, that's one I made myself. It's quite nice. Bits I add in. I normally do my eyebrows, like draw them in a bit, because I did have them tattooed a few years ago, though that's disappeared now. But I haven't. I've got a little bit of lipstick on. Yeah, look, beautiful old woman. A little bit of lipstick on, not that you can really tell, and nothing else. So I've just got mascara on and lipstick on, and that's it. And that isn't normally like me, and the grey hairs are coming. See them again? And I know I keep saying this for like the umpteenth time that I'm going to let them go, but that's the reason why I dyed my hair dark, because if I let them go when the red have grown out, I'd have had dark, red and grey going on. Oh, thank you. I've been drinking lots of water. And the only thing I've got on my cheeks here, because it does look a bit shiny, is I had a little... I think Finn's up. I put him for a nap, but I think he's got up. Finn? Maybe he's not. If he is, he'll come in here anyway. I think it was a little bit of oil, or like, what do you call it? Like a cocoa butter, Palmer's cocoa butter in a stick. You put it on your lips and you can put it on your skin. So I just dabbed that a little bit there. But yeah, I'm just going to let it come out. Well, no, just a bit of mascara, because my eyes do look like nothing when I've got no mascara on. A little bit of a line though, that's it, because I normally have thick lines on. Normally always have foundation on because I have got quite freckly skin, so I didn't used to like it, but then again, this is a point of a little chat. Hang on, I don't think it... Tyler? Ty? Right, sorry, I thought it was Finn. It's my other child sneaking around. So, yeah, I just felt like being a bit more natural, even though I wouldn't say I wear piles of makeup, but I wear it anyway, but I always put foundation on. So I'm trying to get used to my skin sort of natural, and maybe it's because I do put foundation on that, and I have done for a very long time, that I'm not saying my skin, I don't like it. It's just that I'm just so used to wearing foundation. But I probably will, but I'm going to try and get used to not wearing it and then maybe just wearing it when I go out, because obviously, but I think my skin's been a lot better. I think I can wear it like this at the minute because I've been drinking lots of water, and distilled water, guys. So, yeah. And when I get up in the morning now, I've been, instead of reaching for trowel it on, no, you would need to trowel it on. I do now, a different routine now is, instead of reaching for cereal, which I used to do, which I don't do anymore because it's full of sugars, I make sure I have lots of water and maybe some fruit teas, something, because I'm not on the coffee anymore. I've just had one before. That's one all day. I used to have about, and it's over there and I don't think I've drank all of it, about 5. Not saying I drank them all properly, but 5 after having Finn, because I just thought it's that thing of keeping you awake. But coming off it now, and it's only because I've got a last bit of coffee left, and I thought I'll just have it, get rid of it, but like one a day. I didn't have any yesterday, I don't think, and then it's gone. I'm not getting any more, and I thought, oh, I'll get some more in just in case, like, friends come round or my mum and she wants a drink. I'm just going to have to say, you'll have to bring it with you, because I'm just not having it in the house in case I'm just not really feeling like I have to drink it now. So I've been getting up, having water first, like a big glass of water first, and then some fruit tea, which is water anyway, and then waiting a bit later on for something sweet. And what I've been doing is, but I didn't do it today because Finn woke me up earlier, and I thought he wouldn't. I thought he'd stay in bed. So I haven't done it this morning, but I will do it this evening when he goes to bed. But what I'm trying to get in the routine of doing, trying to get myself used to doing, which I've managed it near enough every day, but I want it to go every day, is, things like that, shredded wheat. But I've just not been eating the cereals I ate. So I've been having like a chia seed pudding with oats in it and fruit, like porridge. And Finn's been having porridge. So what I've been doing is going to bed earlier, because that's what I wasn't doing before, which I don't think was, helping. I don't think that helps anyway when you're tired. Hi, Hayley, you all right? So I've been doing yoga, 20-minute yoga in the morning, which I am so unflexible, it's unbelievable. I knew I wasn't very flexible, but the exercises I was doing, some I can do, but some of the other ones I'm just like, and it's a beginner's one, I'm like, God, I'm so unflexible. I really want to be able to touch my toes on certain moves, but I know that's going to take time. If I do it every day, obviously I'll get more supple. So, and I think that's a good exercise now, because it's not something too strenuous for, like, as you're getting older, but it does keep you moving, it keeps your joints going. That's why I think it's good. And it's been really nice at pulling, like, I normally get a bad shoulder on my right side, because I normally carry a bag on my shoulder with a lot of stuff in my bag. I don't know why, like women do. So it's always been on this side. I can't wear it on that side because it feels weird. So it's always, this shoulder always hurts. And then sometimes in bed, I've been sleeping on it funny, so I get a bit of a sore neck in the morning. Yoga has so been helping to stretch all of that out. It's been really nice. And I've been having really nice sleeps as well. So I've been going to bed. I've been trying to get in bed for 10, 10:30ish. And then I've been setting my alarm for 6:30. Or was it 6? 6:30. Because Finn normally gets up at 7, so I'm like 6:30. And the videos, the thing on YouTube, it's called, I did do it last year, Boho Beautiful Yoga for Beginners, is only 20 minutes long. So just probably before he gets up, I'll have done it. So I've got that time to myself where it's peaceful. So 6:30. But I'm going to bed at 10, so I'm getting, what is it, 8.5 hours or something. So that's good sleep anyway. And then you can get up earlier. So it's not hard to get up earlier because you went to bed earlier. So, and then after I've done that, I just do like a little 5-minute meditation to some really nice music. And it's just been, thinking and stuff. And it's just been relaxing me. And I saw something funny enough on a thing the other day about a school in London where they're having like a quiet time, like people say quiet time, but it's not a quiet time. I can't remember what they called it, like a quiet time. So the kids sit down, they ding a bell, or a bit like, you know, this, the thing that I've got, you know, like, and then all the children sit round in the pose for meditation, you know, cross your knees, hands on the knees, and they've all got to sit there. I don't know how long they do it, but they've all got to sit there and, you know, it's just quiet and they've got to think, you know, meditate, whatever they're thinking about, you know, the quietness and everything. And there was a child there who was like all kids do today, and young boys and that, they're on the gaming things, and these kids were only young, and he was saying, oh, he's playing in the playground, and he was quite aggressive, not meaning to be aggressive, and some of the other kids didn't want to play with him because it's not because they didn't like him, he just wanted to play fighting all the time because that's what he was doing on the gaming things. So he was just trying to reenact that out. But when they started this new thing that came into the school that they had to do it in the morning, after dinner, and I think it was in the afternoon, like 3 times a day, which I just think is brilliant. And the teachers get a bit of a headrest. He totally changed. He was more caring. He was more, you know, he had more empathy. He didn't lash out like he used to. And he had a brother who was a little bit older than me, used to lash out at him. And he knew through all that to be more patient, calmer and that. And it just changed him into not that it wasn't nice before, but he had that aggression in him from the games and stuff. So that was interesting. And I think they should do stuff like that in schools. I think they should bring, I don't know if I think they still do woodwork and stuff in school, but they should be bringing the old things back in that they've took out, because to me, some educational things they put in now, we need some of the old stuff back. What else was there? So I think he's poking out, just wants to poke out. Yeah, then I saw something, because I think I posted it on Facebook today, something about the Kardashians, and it was that, is it Kylie Jenner? I don't know, the younger girl who's, I think she's pregnant now, but that's what I keep saying about celebrities. All these young girls, men boys, look up to, look up to all these celebrities. And the video I saw, I thought, it is like that. I don't care what anyone says. Obviously, she had her lips done. She used to lie about before and said she never had her lips done. Her lips were never that big in the first place. And her bottom and everything. You can tell they've had work done on the bums and they've had cosmetic surgery. But I can't stand it when people lie about it. Like, some people don't like Katie Price, you know, Jordan, but she always says it as it is. She tells you what she's had done, but they don't. They just lie. And then the video that it was on as well, she was doing these pills, you know, you can go out and buy and it makes you have the bigger bum and all that. None of that does that. It's for you to spend your money on a load of crap that doesn't work, because you're looking up to someone and you want to look like them because it's in fashion to have, I don't know, a big bum or this sort of hair, or to have your eyebrows this way and that way. And I just thought, yeah, and then all, you know, the pictures that taken of herself as hardly no clothes on all the time, this, that and the other, everything's sexually provocative or whatever. And there's young girls watching it, and I thought, you know what, they don't do, as they say, like trying to be inspiring to younger kids at all, because it's all sexualising everything and all this stuff that's coming out lately, and they're part of it. They might not know it, but they're part of it, because they think it's all in fashion, taking all these selfies all the time of yourself with hardly any clothes on and this, that and the other, and it's all right to do this and it's all right to do that, and actually it's not all right to do that. It's not all right to show that to younger people that are watching you. But I know that's what a lot of them do to sell things, and all this stuff going around lately about selling the soul to the devil. Well, yeah, they do, because they do stuff just to get money. They're not bothered if they're projecting to you that, oh, these pills work and it does this, that and the other, when they know damn well it doesn't. Hi, I've got no makeup on today apart from mascara and lipsticks, not like me. But you know what I mean? They'll sell anything because it makes them more money, but they're not bothered about if it doesn't work, or they haven't actually looked into it when they've gone to sell the product. Oh. And then lie about the fact that they haven't had plastic surgery when they have, which goes on to say, you know, is nobody actually happy with what they were born with? And the only reason why a lot of people aren't happy with what they're born with is because they're watching, like I said, them sort of celebrities on the channels that they watch and the things that they read in magazines and stuff, thinking the perfect one. I'm not being funny. They have loads of money, so they can change themselves with plastic surgery. They can have the hair done and the makeup done perfectly, because they can afford to pay people to do that for them. They can go and do workouts. Like somebody, I'm not going to say the name, somebody brought, and this is like some of them, I'm not saying all of them do it, somebody brought a workout video out the other year. Nice girl. Now it's come out, it was a big sham. They just go to, which, we know this anyway, they go to like a health camp where they literally don't eat much, and then they put this video out saying this is how they lost weight, and then you buy it after Christmas, because everyone's ate too many pies after Christmas, and then that person puts in the limelight for a bit, and then they start putting weight on again because they weren't doing that in the first place. So, oh, he's fine, he's just gone for a nap. He's potty training now. So he's done 2 in the potty and 2 on the floor this morning, but, he's on it. He don't mind it now because he used to hate the potty, but he's good. But do you know what I mean? Like, everyone would be more happy if, I know we have all this and it's great to be on the internet and stuff, but because of the internet and certain things are media, that's why everyone looks at themselves as if they think they're not good enough. And you have to be like a superstar when you don't have to be like a superstar. It's like this grey hair, going back to it again, it's all coming through now. And I'm just thinking, I know I've said this before, so we can all laugh at that, but I'm just thinking, I'm just going to let it go. It's obviously wanting to come in. I know you can't really see it. Look, he's obviously wanting to come in. So I'm just going to let it now. And I was also thinking, when you see someone with grey, silver hair, and then people can go grey at a young age, but it's in fashion at the minute. So, young girls are dyeing their hair grey, bleaching their hair and dyeing it grey. But I have said this before, but to me, it's like, if you go grey, because it can look good on some people, we're just not used to it because we're trying to cover it up all the time. I think it's showing you, like, to me, like you're on another step of your life, another page where you're getting a bit more wise because you've got a few white hairs to show that you're a bit more wiser. And I'm a bit more wiser than I was. But I'm just thought, it obviously wants to come through. So I'm going to let it come through because I've got to do the opposite of what we think we have to do, because we don't. And if more people did the sort of opposite and wasn't afraid to do it, there'd be more people that would be happier with themselves, because they wouldn't just be, I don't mean they'd have someone else to look up to, because that's another thing. I don't think you should be looking up to, I don't mean not looking up to anybody. Oh, I love grey hair, love it on men as well, silver hair. Looking up to people, you need to look up to yourself. As in, it's nice to be inspired off people. And yeah, I guess you sort of do look up to them in a way, like, because you take tips and things off them. But I don't mean look at them, like young girls and boys look at, highly paid stars in the media, singers and film stars, like they're some sort of gods, because they're not. And there's a lot of stuff they do behind closed doors that you wouldn't like, or you would see that they're just normal as you are as well, and they have their own problems and this, that and the other. You just think they've got a perfect life because you see what's portrayed on telly, all living in a big house and they've got fabulous cars and this, that and the other. But it's not always true. Like behind anyone's closed doors, we put, we're all human, and we do put a mask on sometimes. Like I said, on Facebook, people put loads of happy pictures on of the family and that. They could be always arguing behind closed doors for all you know, but they're not going to portray that on social media, and neither do the stars either. They'll assume everything's all right. So what I'm trying to say is, you shouldn't worry too much what fashion's going on. I mean, yes, you can be into fashion, but like it goes in and out that quickly, and there's a purpose to that, because it's, like I said, it's consumerism. It's money all the time. We just used to have, like, I don't know, was it 4 seasons or 3 seasons or 2 seasons? Like, well, spring, summer and winter, spring, summer, autumn and winter. Now it's like everything in between as well. So fashion, you get something, it's out of fashion by like tomorrow. So you want to go out and buy something else. So it's just to say, you should be bigging yourself up and looking inward as well, and working on yourself from the inside out as well. And like I said, loving yourself. There's a big thing with loving yourself and being like, sort of loving the ego too much. Some people say, oh yeah, to love the ego, but I think, yeah, but there's there's a bit like loving yourself as in materialistic things and what you look like on the outside all the time, and you think you're better than others, and because that's what some of the celebrities do think. They think they're better than others. They think they're higher up than others. They're not. Just because you earn money, which is paper, yes, you can buy certain things, but you were human and you were like everybody else. To me, the only difference is if you're a good person or a bad person, and you like to do right. Because, like I said, religion and all that, religion, how I see it, was put there in a sense of like guidelines of how, you know, I'm not religious, but how to live your life with guidance, and that was being kind and thoughtful to others. And in my head, it was, don't do to others what you wouldn't have done to yourself. So you're not going to out and go do something nasty to someone because you wouldn't want someone to do that to you. So the people who do the nasty things and horrible things in the world are the ones that don't follow, you know, like humanity sort of things. So in my eyes, they're classed as the bad people because you're not supposed to do. So there's a lot of things going on in the media at the minute on here about good and evil and these people and aliens and witches and that. And I saw something today, someone going on about, because there's a dark occult going on at the minute in the government and this, that, the other. People are saying dark occult. But then I heard someone saying today, oh yeah, because witches are bad. And I thought, no, get a grip of yourself. Witches aren't bad in my eyes. Witches were, you know, years ago, people to me who were a wise woman and a wise man, because they use herbs from the ground to make medicines, and if they did put a spell out there, which I've said before was an intention of goodness, and that to me is what Christians do, or Catholic, whatever. When you're praying, it's the same thing. You're putting an intention out there. They just use utensils and objects because they focus on that, gives them focus to what they're doing, to put the intention out. Like people use prayer beads and they rub them and they think about, you know, blah, blah, blah. To me, it's the same sort of thing. But in all of everything, any religion, doesn't matter what religion you are, there will always be the people who follow. Oh, thank you. People who follow, in any religion, doesn't matter what religion you are, to me, religion's supposed to be a good, you know, guideline to being a good humanity. But in every religion or belief, there's always going to be the people who do that good for humanity. And there is always going to be people that get turned and they will do bad. So to me, that's the dark occult. Doesn't matter if you're Christian, Catholic, a witch. There is the dark side of any religion and belief. And there is also the light side, as you call it. Or when people say light workers or a white witch, is because they're supposed to be doing work for the good, and the dark occult's supposed to be doing work. That's how I see it anyway. So you're not supposed to tarnish everyone with the same brush, therefore, oh, that person's a witch, they're bad, or that person's this, that and the other, they're bad. No, there's people who are good and people who are bad. Just depends on what you are. I'm just looking for a plug. Hang on a minute. I thought I plugged you in before, but I didn't. And that's why I've been saying, I think, well, that's why I've not been on a lot, because I've been trying to do what I'm saying I'm doing, as in, not that I wasn't doing it before, but I'm trying to do my yoga in the morning. I haven't done it today, so I'll do it later, but that was just because I wasn't expecting Finn to come in at 6:15, because he normally sleeps till 7, and doing my meditation, which is sitting in silence or with a little bit of meditation music on. It's just so peaceful, and like, you think about things and breathe, and knowing that you're here, you know what I mean, if you've done it. It's just to relax me, for the beginning of the day, to be in a relaxed mood. And I've been trying to do them things, you know, looking at stuff, as well as trying to get my nail course finished off. Yeah, my head will always be in the clouds where it's supposed to be, because to me, we're just getting told what to do all the time, and the way we're supposed to pay for things, and this, that and the other, and the world is not very good in some senses, but I do believe there's going to be a lot of good that comes out of some certain situations. But It's how you choose to look at it and how you choose to act to some of the things. You know, because I'm looking at things different now, like, it's just consumerism, it's just greed all the time, the way they get new things in and things don't work anymore, so they have to get a new thing in. Just the way they do things, it's just greedy. And, you know, the thing I was saying about young girls and boys and looking up to stars and stuff like that, and when the fashion's coming in and out, and when they're changing the hair and the faces, and yeah, we want to do our own living. They don't like us doing our own living all the time. But I mean, the reason for all that is because they can change fashion so quickly and hairstyles and this, that, and the other, because it keeps us going to wanting more all the time, because all that fashion's gone out. Oh, we've got to buy this now. Oh, they're getting these things done now. We've got to go and get them done. Oh, that new things come out, so we've got to get that now. And that was only out not long ago, but it's supposed to keep us buying all the time. But when you look into it, when you sit and actually think about it, as you get a bit older, because maybe you're just not really bothered when you're younger, but it's consumerism, and it's just like, it makes you happy for a little bit, and then after a bit it's just like, right, you know, like, what, you know, it's not really, it kept me happy for about a week, and now I'm like, because, oh yeah, more and more people are waking up to so many exciting things at the minute. I'm seeing it, I'm, yeah, in it. But you start to realise when you go within, with meditating and stuff, and researching, looking at stuff and reading stuff, and not believing everything everybody says, even on here, or the media, the news, because they lie half the time about covering things up they don't want us to know about, even if it's going to come out, but they just have to wait a bit or whatever. But it's just about learning about you and what's inside and what you believe, not going along, like I've said before, with that school of fish that are going that way just because they are, because you feel, oh, it's all right, just because you feel you're going to be left out by your friends, or you're not going to be in that gang anymore, or people are not going to like what you're saying and they're going to unfriend you or whatever. Let them unfriend you. The thing is, if you know something's morally, you know, if they're doing something morally wrong and you feel that inside and think, oh, I don't really want to be doing it, but I'll just go along with it because it doesn't sit right with me, but I'll just go along with it, whatever it is, because, you know, I don't want to look the odd one out. There's something wrong there, because you're doing something that it's not making you happy. You're just going along with someone else. So it's like an emptiness. It's not, that's more going over to the dark side, because you're doing stuff because you don't want to look a certain way in front of somebody, when you could just say, no, sorry, I'm going home, whatever, I'm going doing this because I don't agree with it. That's why when my mum comes, bless her, because she is good, but when she tries to change things and tells me to throw things away, and I always retaliate, because it's like, she's like, the government. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not, will you stop it? So the more she'll say, well, I've got loads of odd different cups, because, you know, I collect them. I'll just get more odd cups so they don't match, so they're not all the same, because then it's like, yeah, well, I'm going to do it more now because it's the done thing to do. Don't forget, I have got a set that matches, because obviously she wants me to have a set that matches, but it doesn't really bother me. It bothers her, and she always says, yeah, but she likes to know when she's gone home. I said, yes, but why does it bother you that much that I've got some different size mugs, different mugs? And she tries to get me to get rid of them, but I won't, because, like I said, it depends what day I'm feeling. Sometimes is what mug I drink out of. But why does it affect her so much? So the more it's a running joke really, the more she says something, I'll just do the complete opposite, because I'm like, one, I won't be told at 41 what to do in my own house. And I keep telling her, she's got to understand is, because she does something in her house, or whatever, she can't assume to just come here and expect me to do what she does, because I don't go to her, when I go to her house, if I'm visiting, because she lives in Wales, I will sort of just go along with what she's doing, sort of thing. I won't go in her house and be like, oh, do this and I'm doing that, because that's her place. So in a way, she sort of doesn't respect what I do when she comes here. So next time she comes down, we'll have a laugh, because, well, she's going to my sister's next time, but the next time after that, Mind you, she might be still asleep. When she sees me doing yoga and all that, we'll see what she says about that. I'll have to tell her to join in. It's like this, look at this, right? She'll come next time and go, oh, what have you got that there for? And I'll be like, because I want it there before the battery runs out. But I've got this on here now. This bench. These are little lights, but you can't see them proper till when it's dark. Got me Himalayan salt, candle, tea light holders. And a Buddha, because I've got quite a few Buddhas. And then down here, I've got a little plate with, it's where I stick my incense, because on the rug down here, that's where I do my yoga in the morning. And then after I've done yoga, I just do 5 minutes of, and the room's messing there because Finn's toys are everywhere. 5 minutes of yoga, which I've just, 5 minutes of yoga, 20 minutes of yoga and 5 minute meditation. That's what the routine that I'm trying to get into, so I can do it every day. Because then I'm thinking, I had a gratitude book, but I've trashed that. I don't mean I've trashed it, I might go back to it, but I'm doing a meditation, so I'm giving out my gratitude in my meditation anyway. So that's in the morning for the day, for people and whatever, good thoughts and positive things, and just being in the moment where it's quiet and like you just zone out. It's really nice and gets you calm in the morning. But if my mum came and sees that now, because the bench was there last time she came, but she moved it over the other side. But I have it there, and she moved it. She'll probably, I bet you any money, she'll move the plants off it. And they were for the garden, but it's just too cold at the minute. I've not put them outside. I might keep them in. And she'll move everything off there and stick the flowers around the room where she wants them. And these are still going, but they're just what they're doing. And she'll rearrange things. And it really upsets me because I just think, I put them there and they should stay there. Oh, it's just funny how people are. But, yeah, I just wanted to come on a chat, say I'm still here, and, I've just been thinking about things and all this stuff that's on the media at the minute on YouTube, and some people saying, and these stars and how they're bringing, to young kids and that, like, making them, what's the word? Did I write it down? Sexualising kids younger and younger. It's wrong. There's some bloody woman in America, some judge or somebody, who apparently wants to bring the legalisation of having sex down to 12. What is all that about? 12 years old? Because they act like kids are older these days because they're trying to dress like the stars and all that. Yeah, 12 years old. They're trying to dress like the stars because they're looking up. So they're not old enough. They're looking old enough because they wear makeup because they're following the stars all the time. They're following people on YouTube who do all the... I'm not saying people who all do the beauty things, but you know what I mean. They're following... Young girls look up to, stars and people on YouTube. So you've got to be really careful the sort of things you are putting out on YouTube, because I saw a girl the other day, I do follow her, I'm not going to say who it is, and she is lovely and she's spiritual, but she seems to have, and I'm not being a prude, she just seems to have a lot of her body out on display all the time, and I swear it was more than she used to do. And I just think, but they might say, oh well, yeah, but it's not all young girls that watch. Yeah, but they do. And they do copy. I see it in people I know now, like kids in my family that I know, and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? So for a judge to be saying that is like, but does everyone think that's all right? Because, oh yeah, but, well, I hope they wouldn't think that's all right, but, oh yeah, but it's just kids being kids, innit? Well, no, because it's getting fired out there at everybody that, are they trying to make it look like, yeah, it's all right and nobody really cares? Because it's all right, kids are just being kids and they're just dressing up and they're just expressing themselves. There's something behind it though, isn't there? Because are they trying to bring this to, why are they trying to bring it down to that age? It's not right. A lot of things that have been coming out on the news lately. It's not right. So you have got to be careful. Even if you're on YouTube and you've wanted to start coming on YouTube, and you have got to be really... It's like, it's just wrong. It's even like, I'm not slagging this person off, but then again, it probably looks like I am. But Trisha Paytas, what that American lady that eats a lot of food. She eats a lot of food. She's beautiful, but I used to watch her, but lately, because I know what they do with food now and fast food, which is all that she really seems to eat, is if she knew half of the stuff that was in her food, half the stuff they don't tell us that's in the food, she wouldn't be eating half of that fast food that she eats. But she sits there and just eats it all the time. That's what a lot of the videos are based around, and what she's bought and all that, because she makes loads of money because she's very popular. But you're just causing to the effect of what is going on in the world at the minute, because there's no compassion for people or humanity or caring that we're, certain things that are going on in the world, and it all adds to it. And you might not think you're adding to it, but you actually are if you actually sit down and think about it. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm going on about, but I know what I'm going on about. But it's just like, you do have to look at some of the things you're doing that are contributing to things sometimes that you don't even realise. Like, I don't know, I think, I'm not knocking anyone, because there is beauty people that I watch now and again, but it's not the main thing that I watch, because I have done, a couple of, I think when I first came on YouTube, and this is an example, when I first came on YouTube, I didn't know what I was going on about, but like I've always said, it doesn't matter what video you watch of mine, and I've done a lot, they're all positive, because that was the main thing that I wanted to do, and it was my journey as well, and I thought it was this, and I thought it was a bit witchy, and I thought, no, I'm not saying I'm a witch anymore. It's not that. It's just, I think everyone's spiritual in whatever belief, because I think we're all spiritual beings. We're all we're all spirits having a human being experience. So it's just when you find that within, and whatever belief, that brings that out, and you realise, you've got love for humanity, and it's all about love and compassion. My journey's got me here of how I think today, even though I've always been like that. I've always been told I have my head in the clouds, this, that, and the other, but, is that thin? But when I first came on, I wasn't sure what I was doing, and I did a couple of hair videos, because my hair was short and I was showing how to style it, and a couple of makeup ones, but I didn't do a lot, because that's what I was watching, if you get it. Because a lot of people doing that on YouTube, beauty things and all that, but the reason why I've never really done a lot of them is because it doesn't resonate with me just sitting there doing makeup. Loads of people like watching them. I'm not knocking it. Don't get me wrong, if there's anyone who watches me who does makeup, I'm not knocking you doing makeup. It just didn't, because it's my story, it didn't resonate with me. I just don't see the point. I know so people can see how you put makeup on and then you can do it, but I just wanted something to be a bit more to it. Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? I'm not knocking anyone, because I've watched them and I do like people who do them, but I saw a young girl the other day, she was very young, and she was putting all this makeup on, but all this makeup on, contoured, where it's like too much makeup. It looks, the makeup looks lovely, but I'd say it's more like if I ever did that, it'd be more like going out makeup, because the lights are darker and the lights are dimmer, and like makeup doesn't stand out as much, if you know what I mean, and you put more makeup on. But a lot of people wear this in the day, it's like, it's too much though. And like, this girl was doing this makeup, I thought, my God, this is where I'm going about sexualising young girls. She looked a lot older than she was. But the thing is, because she was a younger girl, probably, she might have only been about 8, I don't know. She was young. You know what kids' skin and everything's like when you're younger? She was beautiful anyway. But because they look up to people and doing this and that and the event, and that's the sort of thing they think they want to do on YouTube, because everyone else does that, because, that's how some people got on higher platforms doing this and that and the other. But the thing is, don't do something, the message probably is, don't, like I put in the title, do you, and be happy. You don't have to, that's why I didn't do it in the end, because you don't have to do what other people are doing. Do what resonates with you. If that resonates with you, and you've got a passion for it, because some people do, then do it. But if you're only doing it because you're thinking, that'll get me more likes on here or Facebook or whatever, that'll get me more viewers, because you're trying to get whatever viewers or subscribers, and that's the only reason you're doing it for, then it's a bit empty, really, isn't it? In your soul, that's a bit of an empty thing to do, because you're not really doing it for a purpose. You're just doing it for your ego, because you want more likes, subscribes, and people following you, just because what, you want to become famous. I don't know, yeah, it's just empty. It's like, I will probably just do my chats like I always do my chats, even if it makes sense or not, as I always say, because I know some of you come back and say you do get it and it does help. So to me, and someone special I know in America that I'm helping, gives me a lot of like, I could cry about it now, I get very emotional about it, especially this person who I'm not going to name because I know they are thinking about it now. And we just get back to each other now and again. She'll tell me because she has been poorly, but she said it's been helping. So that to me is more important. And the one person, and someone in America as well, not even here, makes it all worthwhile if I'm helping someone and they feel they get better through words that I've said and stuff that I've done that maybe I don't even know that I'm doing. Yeah, naturally happy. That's the thing as well. It's like naturally happy, not fake happy. Yeah, you can't beat a naturally happy feeling, not a fake feeling of happiness, because that is fake feeling. Materialistic things are fake emotions. And that's what the people who do all the consumerism things and this, that and the other and throwing stuff at us all the time in adverts and everything. It's fake stuff because like I said, I've done it. I used to love shopping and going shopping and getting things, and you get a buzz off it because you're like, oh yeah, I've got this new thing that's out like that everyone's got and I've got it now. And then you're like, you have it for a couple of weeks, you're like, all right, so what's the next new thing out? Because there's always something new out. But when you realise like my happiness is, certain things Finn says to me are just really cute and that, and friends and family and nature's definitely one of them. We were out in the garden yesterday because it was quite actually sunny, but I can't wait to start going out to the, naturey places near me and different places and stuff. Son shouting upstairs on a game. Stupid. Can't get him off his game though. I wish I could. And just like, so some people it seem sad. I was sat on a step. Yeah, and the natural happy feeling is just a natural thing. You don't even have to be getting anything. Like I went and sat on the step yesterday in the sun when the sun was out. He was on his scooter, and I was just sat there with some, I think it was a fruity tea, and I had my face in the sun a little bit, and I wasn't really thinking about anything. I was just enjoying the moment because that's what it's about. The past was yesterday. The past is yesterday. The moment is now. So enjoy the moment, and you don't get caught up too much on drama and stuff, because I think I saw someone's post up today. I don't need to say. I'll catch it up later. Someone going on about people who are causing drama, and there's always going to be that because, like I said, there's always night and day, and there's always the bad, but then there's always the good. There's always, it's yin and yang. I think it's always going to be there, even if like we've been in a bit of a bad time for quite a few years, I think, and some goodness is coming. Eventually down the line it'll creep in again, because I think it sort of vibrates. It comes in. Imagine it coming in. These things I've been watching, I'm just like, well, imagine it coming in, and we've had so many years of things going on and things not going right, and then all of a sudden we breathe out, this is over years and years, and then to say that, I don't know which way around, but say that's bad, we've had a bit of blah, 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 blah. We breathe in, and the universe sort of breathes out again, if anyone understands what I'm going on about, and that's all the good for so long, but then it'll come back in again, because there's always day, there's always night, good, bad, evil, whatever you want to call it. And he really needs to, my eldest son's shouting his head off upstairs, really needs to do some yoga. I'd love to get him into meditating, he needs to. Because that proves it on his games, he gets so mad. Ugh, that's why I have to meditate. I'm like, Yeah, it's nice that, because I just sat in the garden, the sun was on my face, it was still cold, but sunny. I had my tea, and I was just sat relaxing while he was playing it. It was just nice to sit there. I think we were outside for about an hour, because it did get a bit chilly, but I don't know, just watching the world go by, whatever you think it is. But people think that happiness is found in things that you buy in the materialism world, and it isn't. It's in within. So like I said, ages ago, me and my sister were down this country park, and we went past this bush, and there was loads of little birds in it. Hi, and they started tweeting, singing. And me and my sister went at the same time, because she's a bit like me. We both went, oh! And a partner turned around and went, what are you doing? You two went, oh, didn't they all sound dead nice in the bushes right where we were walking? We both went, oh, that's really nice. That's made my day. And he was like, But it did, because it was nature's song. It was the birds. They were just like cute in the bush, but you know what I mean. Like, if you haven't been out in nature for a bit, honestly, you need to go for a walk somewhere where, you know, you can go and feed some animals and sit in the grass. And I mean, obviously it's better when you've got nicer weather. It is the little things. It's definitely the little things that count. Like these. I still haven't put them out yet. I've not put them out yet because it's been snowing, but needs watering. That one's dropped. It's just because the sun's not in there, so I'm going to have to... He'll raise his head when the sun pops out, if it does. But when I got these the other week, they were smaller. But things like this, because I said to Finn, we can plant them. I'm going to let him help me plant them, because I thought, you know, for Easter, I'm not getting him an egg. I've got the flowers. I'm going to let him help me plant them, because he's got chocolate off, you know, other members of my family. Don't need any more. And get him to plant them. And yesterday, I was in the garden. We've got some daffodils that have reappeared from last year, so I thought he was going to come over and, like, you know, snap the heads off or something. So I said, oh, look at the beautiful daffodils. And he always says, oh, the flowers are beautiful. I said, yes, look at them. So we were holding the heads up, and he just went over and stroked it. He said, they're beautiful. I said, yes, and we mustn't pick them, just leave them like that. So, yeah, I've still got my pebbles in them things. I don't know what's going on with these. They're just don't know what's going on with them. The only thing with them is they fall over a lot because I think the bulbs are a bit wonky. So I'm not really into them, but, you know, they're doing okay. I still want to get lots of plants in the house and lots of... Oh, I'll show you what I've done this morning, actually. Let me go and get it. I did this last year. Trevor will know if he's still there. We did this last year. Trevor's done them, and they're actually in the garden. I don't know if they're alive. I'm hoping they'll come back with the frost and stuff, but we'll see. But I'm going to keep these ones in the house, I think, if I can. I eat avocado every day. Me and Finn have avocado on toast with garlic, salt and chili flakes on top. And you can grow avocado plant tree, whatever it's supposed to turn into in the end. My eldest. It does take a few weeks, but it does split at the bottom and grow, start growing out the top, and then you can plant it. So we had the avocado, and that's how you do it. You just put 3 sticks in, and you just have it hovering in the water, not right in the water, but sort of hovering. I want lots of plants in the house. I'm just loving plants. You know, I don't want cut flowers. Yeah, it's a good idea, Pete. That's what people do. Just, what I did is, some people don't do this, but this guy said it was better to do this, is I peeled the brown stuff off the outside because they say it speeds it up more. And it did work. There's Trevor. Trevor did it. There are lines in it, so don't poke your hole in the line because it'll crack it. And these are just little, you know what you put your chicken and things on. Not that I eat meat anymore, but I've got loads of these. And I just snap them down, and you just put 3 in, you know, like that, sticking up a little bit. So when you put it in, you can, you know, the bottom bit will be in water, but the top's out of the water. So it's not all in the water. You don't want it all in the water. And you might have to change the water up if it gets looking a bit mouldy sort of thing, because you don't want it going on the root. When the root comes out, you don't want it going on the root. So, and it does come, so I might have to name him Bertie, is coming into mind. Don't know why, Bertie the avocado plant, but you can do that. I just feel like I want more plants in the house. I've decided that the nail room, it's tidy in there today actually, but I'm going to have a lot of plants in there, and there's some other courses that I want to go and do, like sort of healing things to help people and stuff, like probably some other courses that I'll go on as well, because I do think nails is good, because I like doing nails. Still not sorted mine out, because I get to chat with people. So if I can put my positivity over in a chat when they come for having the nails done, But it's to listen to people as well, so they can offload on me if they want to, and that's good because they feel they can offload and it's confidential, and that's helping people as well, a bit like people say light workers say, oh, nails isn't, but in a way it is, because people can come and talk. And the thing is with what I'll be doing is it's just going to be me. There's not other people around listening, or you're worried because you're thinking someone's going to listen to something saying, because it's just a one-on-one. And I want lots of plants in there, and I want like a little fountain and everything, so it's all like when you come in you feel relaxed, and some nice relaxing music on. I'm not going to have the telly on in there. I want relaxing music on, so when people come they feel relaxed and stuff, which I think will be nice. It'll be nice for me to work in as well, is the plan. But yeah, I just want plants everywhere because they just make me happy looking at plants, and I need to get being a good plant mother, because they used to be really rubbish, but I'm getting better. They've lasted longer than I thought. But and easy plants, I want some, what are they called? What are they called, the things that are dead easy to look after? I want loads more orchids, because they're my favourite and they're really easy to look after. And one's died off, but it's coming back. What are they called? The little things everyone has in cactuses, whatever. I want and succulents. I want some of them, but I just want a lot of plants around and green, because you can if you haven't got a big garden, bring it into your house. You can have pots on the floor with things in and big plants. And so I've got a plastic plant down there that my mum got me, because she just hates plants. She hates plants. She hates trees. She cut a tree down in the back garden, and I was so annoyed about it. I think I want to draw a picture on it, the stump patch. So annoyed. If I just wish she hadn't chopped it down. I just really wish she hadn't chopped it down, but anyway she did, so I can't do much about it. But bring that outside in. It's relaxing. It's nice to have, like, I have my plants in there, and my plastic plant I'm not really keen on, but it does look real, but still it's plastic. Everything's plastic these days, and it's got lights in it. And I've got my like orchids in there, and it's just nice at night when you've got your candles on and flowers, and it just feels more relaxing, because it's not as sort of sterile, if you know what I mean. Like, some people like it, really tidy, and I don't know, I just think plants add something. And you can be really, I want to try and get like a bit experimental with the plants and stuff. And there was a woman in America, I don't know if it was New York, but she lived in an apartment, so obviously she didn't have, I don't even think she had a balcony, so she didn't have anywhere, obviously, to have anything. So someone said, oh, I wouldn't do that, but in her apartment, she had plants everywhere. And honest to God, when you walked, I'd love it. Some people wouldn't love it, and that's fair enough, but when you walked through her door, it was like walking into a forest or a jungle. It was like she just was collecting plants and looking after them, and she had music on, because I'm not saying apparently they do like music, it's the vibrations of certain music, like that's why they say about what is it classical music and stuff like that. And because the new thing out at the minute is not the normal, someone say, you can please hear my child shouting. Tyler! Gaming. Oh. Yeah, houseplants. Sorry, I just I'm gonna have to go upstairs in a minute and say, you're on YouTube. This is what I can't stand. I'm sorry to people who game, but this is the whole point I'm coming across. That's how mad it makes you. You get aggressive on it, because I hear him all the time. I'm just thinking, it is a game. He won't go outside. It is a game. He has arguments and everything about it. It's terrible. I won't be letting Finn grow up like he did, even though it is the generation. He won't be on, even though, that's why they want us to be on computers and stuff. And I know he has a tablet at his dad's and all that, but he watches his telly here, but he's not having added stuff like that all the time. And if it is, mistake I made with him is he's always been on it. But yeah, plants, going back to plants, and it was just gorgeous, and it just looked, like, even in the bedroom, things hanging. I want some more hanging baskets, and my mum will go mad, but it's like, it was bringing peace in there and greenery and calm, because it's basically like living in a box, in it, with nothing in it. And that's why I think, they're trying to get rid of stuff. herbs because they're good for you. Someone was saying something about herbal things. Yeah, because they're from the earth and they're good for you. They're trying to give us their medical stuff because it earns loads and loads of money. So obviously they're going to do that. And like, you know, they just don't want us having anything that's from nature, I don't think. Because if it is from nature, like having plants in your house and this, that and the other, flowers, it's calming. Why would you want a house full of plastic flowers that are artificial? I mean, there's a woman who, I'm going to have to go upstairs and tell him in a minute if he doesn't stop shouting. I'll be having a word with him later, but I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, artificial, because that's the thing today, everything's artificial. Everyone wants artificial faces, artificial bodies, artificial plants. There's a woman who's got, she's an old lady and I know why she's got it. She's got a lot of artificial flowers in a window. They look beautiful, but it's probably because she can't look after normal flowers. You know, maybe they die on her all the time. So she gets they don't last long. She gets I think they're made not to last long. She gets the artificial ones, but there's not really that much enjoyment in artificial flowers because they're not alive, are they? They're just plastic. So they may look pretty, but they're not really beautiful because they're not like natural pretty plants or flowers. But that's my take on it anyway. But I'll be umming in a minute if he doesn't shut up. he needs to start doing some yoga and some meditating. But when you actually think about what's going on with kids and that at the minute, and celebrities and songs, like the words they put in songs and that, it's just wrong, you know. And then we're all sitting back going, oh, the generation today, what they like, and like, well, look at what they're watching. And it's not just celebrities, it's things that they're bombarding us in adverts, on the TV. Yeah, I'm drinking fruit tea. I think it's orange, chamomile and lavender. It's quite relaxing. I had one the other night. It was chamomile tea, and I did really sleep well. It was really quite relaxing. And then I had a little, you know, when you get a lavender pillow, and that was in my bedroom, and it was just, yeah, I've come off normal tea really, and I've gone down to one coffee if I have one. I juice my randomness. Oh, I am. Yeah. I've got one over there, but I've not really drank it. But I think when I first came off it, I had really bad headaches. But I'm just trying to look after myself from the inside out. And realising some of the stuff we think we need, we don't actually need. We don't need. You know, and if it wasn't for Finn watching a few little cartoons and stuff, I wouldn't even bother. Like with I don't bother with the TV. Like, it doesn't even need to be there. Could just have a load of plants on it. But and that was another thing. Someone put up yesterday where they're sticking symbols in cartoons, and it was, I think someone said it was Maya the Bee, which Finn watches. So I'm like looking in the background now, like, and someone had drawn in the cave where they were, in this cartoon, but because it flashes that quick, what looked like someone had drew a penis in the background of this child's cartoon, young cartoon, not an adult cartoon, a young cartoon. So that's like, if they're putting messages in cartoons, like, you don't really see them, but they're there as if to take the mick or something, like, oh, what, they're trying to sexualise kids younger and younger. I just think it's disgusting. These people are doing stuff like this. It's wrong. That's what I saw on a YouTube thing, but, you know, whether it's true or not, but I wouldn't put it past some people that do certain things, and put certain things in certain things that you don't really see, but they're there, but they're either that quick we don't see them, or they're written different or whatever. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. And I think they think it's right because it's not right. I've just told him that YouTube have heard him, and I've just got mad and said, you know, he really needs to get a grip of himself. It does really annoy me. It's one of the things that I do get quite stressed about because, you know, I don't know if I'm going to have to start switching it off at a certain time, because I do use the internet because I don't watch telly. And I do love looking at things at night on YouTube because I don't watch telly. But kids today, the way he is with it, you can just see how it warps kids' brains. It really does. Oh, he gets, sometimes he's all right and then he gets really mad like that. I don't know if you've heard him. But he's effing and jeffing and getting really aggressive, and it's like, it's a game, right? It's not real life. It's a game. He's on, I don't know what game he's playing. It's one of his battle things, you know, what they're all on, these kids these days. And they just get like, if something happens, I don't know, because I don't go on them when they're giving orders out and someone doesn't stick to it, and so, you know, they've had to go back to the next level, the level before, because I don't know. They just get mad, and I just don't understand. Well, I do, because I think it's on purpose, or they do these games. Yeah, but that's a hard thing that I find, pulling the plug, because I might be watching something at a certain time, and because I don't watch TV, it's one thing I hate about Wi-Fi and internet and stuff is, I don't know if there's anything I can do that I could stay on watching, or I'd have to go on my phone. Would I? No. Can you go on your phone? Well, I can watch stuff, but I could switch it off for him. But the thing is with him, I do threaten to switch it off. If I threaten to switch it off, you should see how aggressive he gets. He gets really aggressive. I had an argument with him the other day, because it's the only one thing that will stop me zenning out, is when he's on that, he will get in my face, he will get aggressive. I'll get aggressive back with him, because I just can't stand it. I can't stand the fact that he doesn't go out, he just sits there, and it just turns him into an aggressive cabbage, basically. Oh, I don't know if anyone's got any ideas to write after this, because when these comments go, I won't see them again. If there's anything you can do, so someone like, because I use this, I don't mean to chat, I'll use it to chat on, but I go on YouTube at night because I won't watch the telly. I don't like watching the telly, and I don't watch the news and stuff, so if I'm looking at anything, I'll look at things on YouTube or Netflix or whatever. But like, it's just the shouting, it's just the aggressiveness with it. This is what kids are today, because they're programming kids to be aggressive. And these games, like I put something on Facebook the other day, that was it Grand Theft Auto, that's what he used to play on. The people who make them, I don't care if anyone plays it on here, it's wrong, because it's showing you, it's another example of what they're trying to do, of humanity going wrong. That you can do what you want to anyone in them games, obviously, because people saying, oh, it's only a game. Yeah, but it's wrong, because it's sort of, in a sense, to me, showing that it's sort of all right. If you wonder why people are acting out and funny, because if they're playing it that much, you think they'd end up thinking it's real life or something, if you get what I'm saying. The things you can do in that game, I mean, some of you might have played it and you don't now, but it's wrong what you can do to women in there, what you can do to people. It's, to me, it's making it like, it's only a game, so it's all right. So that's where I go along with the things with the stars and young girls and the sexualising kids too young and all this. Oh, but it's all right because they're just acting what the stars do, or the celebrities, they're just having a bit of fun. Well, no, because if you actually think about it, no. No. Not what they're doing to our kids today. So that's why, you know, I think Finn's dad said something about, oh, he wouldn't get him this, and I know he goes on a little tablet at their house, but I don't want him on all the time. I haven't got him on yet. A lot of kids have one at his age. He has not got one. He doesn't even go on mine. I won't let him. I know sometimes it's easy when little kids are kicking off and you give it him. Like, he's had my phone now and again to watch Mickey, which that's another thing, but I'm not talking about that. But it is hard, because if you think about what they're trying to push all the time is, computers, you have to do everything online and everything's through computers. So if he wouldn't be on it, that's what they're bringing in. They've got in at schools, computers. There'll be a day when we're not doing paper at all, because it is going that way, which is, we're not even going to be able to know how to write, are we? Because it's just going to be on a computer. so he'll feel like the odd one out. Is why he got a computer at one point. And my friend said, oh, he's like the odd one out. He didn't have one till he was 14. And I wish I'd never got him one. But it's that thing of, but that's what we all do today. I didn't see that then. If you know what I mean. He doesn't stick to it though, Trevor. You see, I've had this before. I'll go to bed. If I switch it off, if I go to bed, he'll come down in the middle of the night and he'll switch it back on. He's just not respectful at all. I said to him the other day he'll have to move out because I'm fed up with it. He's 18. He's been to the job centre. I think he stopped going again. I'm like, well, you need to get yourself a job, move out with your friends in a bed sit. You can all sit playing games and take it in turns to go to work and go and do that. But I said, you can't do it in this house anymore. It's just, oh. That's what me and my mum used to say, oh, well, he needs to go out. And I'm like, but all his mates are sat in on a computer, so nobody is out. But if you think about that's what they want us to do. Today, I've been trying to ring the council where I live. Could I get through to him? No. Oh, we're busy and all this. No, they're not busy. And you have to go online to apply for it. So I think it's Finn's school. Well, I can't do it because for some reason I can't get my account up because it's saying it's wrong when it's not. So I've made a new account. I still can't do it. I've rang 3 times today and got really stressed doing it and thought, right, try again tomorrow. But then if I can't get my school, what do? I'll just say, do you want me to homeschool him then? Do you want me to homeschool him? Because no one's answering the phone. I want to speak to someone. They probably don't even give out forms anymore because they want you to do it online. So, but no one's picking up the phone. I can't seem to do it online because it keeps saying my password is wrong, this, that and the other, and it's not. And I've done another one and I still can't get through. So I might have to actually go to the council, the hall, and go and fill it in there or something because it's just annoying me. And that's how they're trying to control us because they don't want us having paper stuff. They want us doing things online. Like we pay online now and everything. So they're going on about we won't have paper. Well, we won't be having paper money soon, will we? Because we sort of don't really. We sort of pay on our cards and stuff. So then they're going to be able to just control it. That's how I see it. Control everything. I've told him that. You won't believe the amount of arguments I've had with this child since he was 15. The lies and everything I've had with him, the amount of arguments, taking it out, switching it off, having it at a different time. What he turns into when he's on that is terrible. It's terrible. I did mention that to him. He's not bothered. Honest to God, he's not bothered. He doesn't know what he wants to do, which is fair enough. He said he is waiting for a job. He did fill an application. He's waiting back. Maybe this week, but I don't know. It's bone idle. But I said he can't carry on. I know it sounds thingy, but, I'm paying for the bills and the food and everything, and he's just, you know what I mean? So, I just think they want us to have a load of kids that don't do anything. And the thing is he's not daft. He's clever. He's bright. But when he's on that, it spoils him. They go on about all this stuff on YouTube at the minute, changing your mind. It does change his mind, and I think that's what they want because he's a different person when he's on that. One time my mum came down, and I don't mind saying this, last year, and we switched it off for something because he was on it, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't think he's loud, but he is because he's got his headphones on, so he can't hear himself. So it's look, we're going to sleep, will you just be quiet? So we ended up switching it off. Well, he had a standoff for 2 hours downstairs with me. My mum came down, she was disgusted because she was it's my grandson and I've never seen him like this. And I went, well, I've had enough, I'm going to bed, I'm going to put my earplugs in, I'm going to bed, I'm not listening to it. So my mum stayed downstairs with him. 2 hours shouting and going on with himself. And I said, you're making it worse. If you don't go to bed now, you won't be having it. And I don't think he had it for a week or 2 weeks, whatever. If you don't shut up, basically, and go to bed because you're making it worse for yourself. You've been on it, all day, whatever. You don't need to be on it now. It's like a zombie. Oh, you should have. My mum was ready to disown him. She was just I've never seen him like that before. Totally different child when he's like that. And I know some of you on here will know what I'm talking about. If you've got kids and I know it's not just my son because I've heard friends saying there's a friend that I know. And she said she's having problems with her son now. He's about 15 and it's all about the computers and it's making him aggressive and he don't want to do this and he only wants to do that and he only wants to eat junk food and it's, Yeah, it is. It is a really unhealthy way of did you say channeling rage sort of thing? And I think it's done for a reason. They want kids to be like that. And it's awful. And I'm just hoping that it's just a blip he's going through and he will just sort of get out of that phase of it. Because I know there's adults that, play games and stuff. And I'm sure, they go to work and stuff. So they don't have to be like constantly, it is a generation, but it shouldn't be like that. We've made it like people who've made these games think it's all right and it's not all right. Because in this generation, there's lots of good things, but in this generation, like I said, there's good and bad. There's bad things, and it's just like you need to get out in the real world and experience it instead of sitting on a game thinking. Because the amount of time he's on that, as if that's what he would think real life is, but it's not. It's like you need to get outside. Like you need to get outside. Because I had an argument with him the other day, and he went out. He ended up going to his mates, but they probably went to his mates and probably all played a game. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, well, after I don't know how to do it. He did it, you see. It's hard sometimes because I don't have someone else here to back me up. Do you know what I mean? But, and I said to him, I don't mind, go and get a job and you can go on it when you want, but you can't let it interfere with real life and getting a job because, like I said, I know there's adults that do it, but it doesn't interfere with them doing life things as well. It's when it takes over because everything's, oh, this isn't good for you, that isn't good for you. Everything's like in moderation. You can do it in moderation, but you basically need to get your bum out there. So hopefully one of these jobs will pull off because otherwise you've got to go back down there and rejoin there again. It's just bonkers. Oh, thanks. I don't let it get to me too much, but when he's shouting like that, because Finn's gone for a nap as well, so there's no need to be shouting like a donger, like, it just annoys me because I think if I was his age now, when you always say when I was younger, if I was his age now, not that there's things stopping, well, there is things stopping me a little bit because Finn's too young, but there's so much he could be experiencing. I don't think people, that's what they want, don't want, he could be experiencing so much at his age. Yeah, he went to college for about not that long because he was lying and told me he was going when he wasn't. We found out because he wasn't sure what he wants to do, and I get all that. Like you leave school and you think you want to do something, and you're sort of pushed into going to college because we'll do that then, and he doesn't know. But the thing is, he's good on computers and gaming, so I said maybe you need to think of something on the lines of that where you can do something on the lines of that. I mean, it's like I said, I've only really what I want to do now at the age of 40, 41 now, what I really truly want to do now. So I understand, I'm just hoping, because even my dad said I was discussing it with him the other day because I got a bit upset and he said, oh, well, when I was younger, and obviously that was not in this generation with computers, I was a bit of a learner and all this, that and the other, and he went and joined the army, because his mum had had enough of him. So there's always, in every generation, there's probably always something, do you know what I mean? Because I have problems with him on that, but then I know other people that might not have problems with the kid on a computer and they might be out, but then no. But then they have problems with like them going out and drinking or taking drugs, and then they have problems with that side of things where I don't have that because he don't go out, if you know what I mean. So no, he's not working. He's had a couple of jobs, and then he's been looking at some. He's honest to God, he's not interested. He's not bothered. He just lets everything land on me, and I've told him this is the only thing. I'm a positive person, and I'm doing all this, meditating and stuff. It's very hard when you've got a kid like that, when you're trying to think about him, and I've not been on his case that much for the past couple of months because he was doing a couple of bits that he said he was doing with the job centre thing and that, and now he's banging. But we'll have to go in a minute, and literally, yes, there will be a murder in this house. And I know it's not just boys. I didn't see that then. I know it's not just boys, but if you understand, if you've got a teenage kid, or even younger, because it's not just the ones at this age, it is so hard. Yeah, that's what I mean. And if he has had a bit of money from something, he always spends it on a computer game, and it's just like, you need to start going out with your mates and doing the things, outside of this house. Yeah. Oh, it's just, that's the only thing that upsets me, because there's not much that, you know, Finn's going through his terrible freeze, I should say. He's just wants to be independent, but I've got both ends. I've got a 3-year-old and an 18-year-old, so I've got the teenager, and then it's like, oh my God, but he just doesn't appreciate anything. Even on Mother's Day, I didn't get anything. I said to him, you didn't have to get me anything. You could have just made me a card, or even come downstairs. He didn't even come downstairs. He didn't know it was Mother's Day. He didn't even come downstairs on Mother's Day and say Happy Mother's Day. So I just said to him, don't expect anything for your birthday or Christmas this year, because you're 18, you can go out to get things yourself. And that's not me being nasty, that's me like, I'm not going to keep giving him stuff when he doesn't respect anything, and he needs to get off his backside and go and earn his money to get his own things, because he's 18 now, and I just don't, I'm not doing that for him. And you know what he turned around and said? Oh, so what? It's not your birthday. I said, it's not the point. I'm not saying I wanted something. You didn't even say Happy Mother's Day. Them words didn't even come out of his mouth. He didn't even come downstairs that day and say anything to me. Oh, my mum loves to throw things away. Should get her to throw his bloody computer away, but I know that's what I mean. But yeah, and then to come back with, oh, it doesn't matter. I said, but it does matter, Oh, bye, Hippie Mandy. But, this is just what I mean. Not like my son, I know it. Because mum always goes, oh, what's he doing? I said, it's not just my eldest son. A lot of kids are like this, because I've seen him and I've heard other people saying, and, I know how it all works with this. So it's not just me. But I'm just praying to God that he does. It's a bit of a blip and he does see soon. Because I've said to him, I'm not buying treats in this house anymore, like chocolate or, crisps and certain things. Like, you just eat all of them and don't let anyone else have them, and you just eat all of them and you're not contributing in any way. So I'm not getting any treats in or any nice bits, because if you want them, get a job and get them yourself. I'm not buying you nothing. He's got a wardrobe full of clothes he's had before that he doesn't wear because he doesn't hardly go out. So I don't buy him stuff anymore, because I think you want them, you can go out. But he did apply yesterday. He asked for his national insurance number. He's applying for hi. I'm good, just talking about kids and the computers at this part. A driving, a provisional thing. So I said, why are you doing that? And he said his dad asked him. So I don't know if his dad's trying to sort him out with something, because maybe if he gets that, he could do driving job or something. I don't know. I didn't see that then, but kids today. Not saying it's a bad thing, it just needs to be done in, equal amounts. You need to have a life outside, because the more he does this, I said, the more he says he gets anxiety. I said, just because you don't go out there and do something, so because you've never done it, the more you do things, the more you get used to it, the easier it becomes. So I said, if you don't go out there, like job interviews and that, yeah, you have to be cruel to be kind sometimes. He probably thinks I'm being awful, but it's like, if he doesn't get out in the big world and see things and do things and go for interviews, because you do get worried about interviews and all this and that. Everyone gets nervous, but if you don't go out and do it, the longer you leave it, the more probably anxiety he's going to get, because he's not done it. Because little bit by little bit, you just find it a little bit easier every time you do something. So the longer he leaves it, he's just going to find it harder. And I said to him, how are you going to find a girlfriend and everything? Or you just, I said, you're not sitting in this house, in that chair, playing games till you're 40 or whatever, and thinking, I'm going to have to chuck you out. I said to him the other day, I don't know, I'll ring somewhere, you'll have to move out, you'll have to move back in your dad's and go back there, because it's just ridiculous. And the thing is as well, I don't want Finn to think that that's doing it again. Leave me alone. I've shouted to him and gone, well, get off it. If it makes you that mad on a game, I don't understand it. Like, he must be addicted to it, obviously. But if you're shouting at something and it's making you aggressive, and you're shouting, leave me alone, go away, and all this, that, liver. Hello? It's something that stresses you out. He won't, if I open the curtains in his bedroom, he'll shut them, he'll just sit in the dark. It's, Yeah, but how long did it take you to, like, realise, you know? I know a lot of kids do it, but it's like, he's 18 now, it's like, you know. I wouldn't mind if he was going out sometimes in the week or, you know, in the evenings, and he was going around to his friends, or they were going out to the pictures, or going out for something to eat, or he's 18, he can go out for a couple of drinks. There's a few pubs around here, or whatever. Even if he had a part-time job, but he's doing nothing. It's like, what are you doing with your life? But, I don't know. Anyway, I better go, because he's going to wake Finn up anyway, because he can't stop shouting. But that's the other thing, because he has stupid earphones on. He thinks he's, like, talking, not loud, and I'm like, you're shouting, and he's like, I'm not. I'm like, but you are, because you can't hear yourself, because you've got earphones on. Take one of your things off you, but he won't. But that was just me rabbiting on about, I guess it was part of the chat, because I was sort of talking about the generation of today. See, I think we had it all right when I was young, because we had that bit where we didn't have computers, and then that bit where computers came in a little bit, so we sort of had a bit of, and there's a name for that as well, and I can't remember what we are, like these are the millennials, and we were whatever, because I'm 41, whatever. We had it, that bit where we had that, but we had a little bit of that, so it was like nice, but not like, you know, it's like, I'm not saying all kids, like, no one wants to get out in nature these days. No one wants to do anything, like, it's just, I just feel like I need to find, he needs to get a job and move out. That in the thing of all things, he could meet someone, get a job, move out, do what he wants, and then in the end I could meet someone who's on my wavelength, and we could go and live off grid, and that'd just be great. Do you know what I mean? Can't be bothered with all these. Like I said, some of the technology things are good to keep in contact with people, and some of them I just really can't be bothered with. You know, when you sit back and just look at people and think, what are you doing? What are you watching? What are you listening to? And I was getting really upset the other day because I was listening to Michael Jackson, and I was just like, you know what? He was such a nice soul, and I don't care what anyone says. He didn't do them things that they said he said. I'm telling you now. You can tell by his lyrics in his songs, he never did them things. And I loved him. I had a picture of him in my locker at school. It's through other reasons, that, but he was such a lovely soul. And I was listening to Man in the Mirror, and that Man in the Mirror and Earth song. Man in the Mirror is one of my favourite songs. You listen to them lyrics. That is it. It's about looking in yourself, looking at the man in the mirror, like, you know, the opposite, like what we're doing and stuff to the planet and ourselves and stuff. And then Earth song, obviously, what are we doing to the planet? We live on a planet that we're killing. You know, I'm not saying we're killing, but other people are killing. Oh, I will end up throwing him out, believe me. I've told him. I said, next couple of weeks you're going to have to go and live at your dad's, go, what can I do? You're not living here disrespecting me and just thinking he can, you know, whatever. But what we're doing to the world, the world and our kids as well, that song, Earth song, everyone was like, you know, oh, who did he think he was, Jesus, when he was stood there? Like, oh, no, listen to the words he was saying, because that's what's happening in the world today. Like, what are we doing to the world? Plastic everywhere, this, that, and the other. I'm just going on one now. But it's true. It's true. But yeah, so I'll probably be back. I don't know when. I'm not ever going to say now. It's just, I've had a bit of a ramble now. If I've got some bits to say, which I probably will. If I'm not going to go upstairs and go, I will be, I'll be, because I haven't done my meditating this morning, I will be doing it this evening, because, see, I'd normally would fly up them stairs and be like, blah, 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 like I've just told them off before, but like really, but I'm just going to be like, right, I'll just keep nagging him about this job that's supposed to be coming up, and I'm going to ask him if he's sent this thing off for provisional, because at least he's doing that. That might give him a bit more scope for stuff, but I know what he did. He went to the job centre, was supposed to go for an interview and didn't get up for it. But the thing is, people say, make him get up. I can't make my child get up. I can't drag him anywhere anymore. Me and my sister and people have done so much for him to get him to go to places, to get him to go to the, you know, gone with him on the first appointment for something so he didn't feel anxiety, like, you know, when you don't know where you're going at first, who you're talking to, and then I said the next one, you know, go on your own. And he was fine and he did, but I said, I can't keep taking your stuff. You're 18. I can't keep doing this for you. People can't keep giving you things and you're just throwing it back in people's faces because, you know what I mean? We're just going to have to wash my hands. And all that sounds a bit harsh, but it's like, I'm not putting up with it anymore, you know. You need to start taking responsibility for your own life and doing stuff. Even if I said you're proving to me that you're looking for jobs or you're doing this, that and the other. Yeah, but I read something the other day and it said where there's a name for that generation. Like, I think this generation is called millenniums. I can't say it. And the generation from, like, I was born in 1977, so the generation I grew up in. Yeah, I can't hand it out all the time as someone to throw it back in your face as much as I can be positive and stuff like that. So I can't keep being disrespected, if you know what I mean. It's not right. He'll have a shock if something happens, you know what I mean? It might wake him up, so maybe that's what he needs. But our generation, we had the best of both worlds, if you know what I mean. We had the playing out and used to do this and, you know, you use your imagination, because that's what a lot of kids don't do anymore. They're looking up to stars. They're too busy looking at stuff on here, looking at celebrities, what they're doing makeup and stuff like that. You don't use your imaginations like we did, and imagination is quite a magical thing to still have when you're even my age and beyond, because it just is a magical thing. And we had all that, we knew it. That's why if a kid's watching something on a laptop or something, yeah, called generation, yeah, but someone's named a word for it, but you know, you take a computer off a kid now and they'd be like, what do we do? And it's like, what do you do? We used to be out running around in the forest and making games up and using our imagination. You don't do that now. And then we had the slight bit of computers coming in. I remember when the game was 2 sticks and a square in the middle, and it was like tennis, and it just go doon, doon, and you just used to hit the thing to the other side, and that's all it was. Really exciting. And like when Pac-Man came out and stuff like that, but we had the sort of that bit of it and that bit of it. Yeah, baby boomer. Baby boomer. Yeah, baby boomer. Pong. Was that what it was called? I don't know. So we had sort of like a bit of both, so it was a bit nice. We still could do them things outside, you know, but now it's all like, now let's turn into a vampire in the bedroom and play games, and it's just sad to see. You know, like as I've got older now, and it's like, don't get me wrong, there's certain stuff he does that I did as a kid, because we all go through that rebellious stage of telling a few porcupines and trying to get not out of doing things, like he won't lift the finger around the house, do you know what I mean? All them sort of things you do as a rebellious teenager, which you then realise when you get older, oh God, I remember being like that. So going out, getting really drunk and stuff, I used to do all that. At least I wasn't sat in a computer, but I probably got my own troubles to my mum when the things I was doing when I was younger. So I can't say I didn't do stuff. It's just stuff I did was different. I wasn't on a computer, but I was probably causing mayhem in other ways. Do you know what I mean? Like teenagers do. They want to be difficult. They have a boyfriend or girlfriend, and they don't come in on time. And you might not like the boyfriend and girlfriend. You don't really want to be with them. So the more you don't want them to be with them, the more they'll push it and they'll be with that person. They're causing aggro because they do all that, because that's what they do. Gives you experiences, but fingers crossed. Hopefully this year, you know, got to have a bit of faith, but I'll have to see. So yeah, so I'll see you all soon. If you've just come on, it was quite a bit of a chat, so I'll see you soon. Bye.